Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this session, we are going to start with your AWS services. So the first service we are going to look at is your IAM, which falls under your security, identity, and compliance. So let's get started. Your IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. So as the word suggests, this service is used to control the access to your AWS services. So when you open up this service, this will show you the dashboard where you can do lots of operations. Now when you get to this dashboard, here you might see a warning symbol. Now I have already completed few of the things over here, but only the MFA is pending, so you can see this thing. Likewise, you might see the same symbol applicable for all the rest of the three options that you have here. Now Amazon recommends that you complete these tasks and then start using the other services. So in this session I'll show you what each of these things are, how you can do it. So so first I'll tell you about what IAM is, and then I'll come to these tasks. Now IAM is a web service that helps you to securely control access to your AWS services. So like I said, IAM is used to control the access to your AWS account. So this service helps you to securely control who can access your AWS resources. So you can use IAM to control who is authenticated and authorized to use the AWS resources. So one way you can authorize or you can authenticate your users is by using this IAM service. Now, when you first create an AWS account, you begin with a single sign-on identity that has complete access to the AWS services and resources in that account, and is known as the root account. So whatever the account that we have created, this account is known as the root account. Now, root account by default has complete access to the AWS services and resources. The root account can do anything he or she wants in the AWS account. Now, as per the recommendation from Amazon, we should not be using the root account for all the purposes. Amazon recommends that you create a user account and keep the root account only for admin purpose, managing the account and all. But for the rest of the things like launching your maybe your servers or creating your storage or creating your network and all, you should be using a user account. So to create a user account, you can use this IAM service. Now you can access IAM from the console, from the CLI, SDKs and APIs. So there are multiple ways that you can access your AWS. One way is the console. Now the console is the online application that we have here. Then we have the CLI mode, we have the SDK mode, and then we have the API mode. CLI is your command line interface, which I'll be covering later on. Then you have the SDKs, which is a software development kits, and you can also do API calls, which is your application programming interface calls to your AWS services. So first thing is we are going to activate your MFA on your root account. MFA stands for your multi-factor authentication. Now this is your two-step verification that you can use to protect your AWS account. Now this is something like adding additional security to your account in addition to the password authentication that you already have in place. To activate your MFA, click on this, click on manage MFA, and this will take you to this page. Click on multi-factor authentication and click on activate MFA. Now you'll have three options here. You'll have virtual MFA device, you have U2F security key, and then you have other hardware MFA device. We are going with the virtual device, that is we are going to have an application installed on our mobile device or the computer. Click on continue. Now for this to work, you will need to download an application depending on your device that you have. Now you can click on this to get the list of applications that are compatible. So uh, here is what we have for your virtual MFA applications. Depending on your, if you're on Android or iPhone, you can download these applications for your setting up the multi-factor authentication. So if you're on Android, you can go to Play Store, and for example you can go with Google Authenticator. So simply search for Google Authenticator and you should see this. Just go and download this application on your phone. I have already installed this on my device. Go ahead and download this device. Once you're done downloading this device, go back to this page. Now what you'll have to do is you'll have to open up the device and click on show QR code. Now once you're done downloading this app, open up the app and click on scan a barcode and scan the barcode that you have on the screen. Now once you scan the barcode, you should see some random numbers getting generated on your device. Now just this number gets generated automatically, so the timer is set on this, which automatically expires and generates a new number. So the current number that I have for the MFA code one is 727675. So 727675. Then wait for few seconds. You should see a new number getting generated, and you will need to enter the new code in place of your MFA code 2. You don't have to do anything, just wait for few seconds. There is a timer that generates a new number automatically, so just wait for few seconds. So my new number is generated and it is 842,384, and then click on assign MFA and your MFA should be activated now. So when you go back to the dashboard, you should see a tick mark here which indicates that your MFA is activated on your root account now. Now what happens is, the next time when you try to log into your console, so when I try to log back into my account, I'll give my email address, I'll give my password, and in addition to this it will ask you for the MFA code. So this is your two-step verification, multi-factor authentication. So for this, just open up the app and whatever the number you see on the screen, just enter that number, and if everything is correct, you should be logged into your AWS console. This is your multi-factor authentication. Now this step is completely optional. Once you're done activating this, you can always deactivate it. To deactivate, you can go back here, click on manage MFA, click on multi-factor authentication and click on manage, and then remove and remove, and this will remove the multi-factor authentication, and again you should see this symbol. But the recommendation is to have a multi-factor authentication for your account, so that your account is secured. The next thing we have is you're creating your individual users. Now before we go there, I just want to discuss about few features that we have for IAM. So IAM provides you with shared access to your AWS account. So this account, whatever I have created, I can share this account with other users. I can add other people as users in my account, and I can share my account with other people. So IAM helps you to provide shared access to your AWS account, and with IAM you can provide granular permissions to your users, secure access to AWS resources for applications that run on Amazon EC2, and you have multi-factor authentication, which we have already seen. Then you have identity federation, which is using third-party applications to log into your AWS account, which I'll be showing you later on. Then you have STS, which is secure token service, and then finally your IAM service is completely free. You don't have to pay any charge for using your IAM service, whether you're under free tier or not under the free tier. You don't have to pay any money for this service. Then comes your users. Now IAM users are not separate accounts, they are users within your account. So whatever the users you are going to create, it's not a different account, they are basically users within the same within one single AWS account. So you can have a number of users within one single account, and everybody can use the same account, and you can create individual access key for each user, so that the user can make programmatic requests to work with resources in your account. There are multiple ways your users can work with your account. One is by using the console, the other is by using the programmatic, which I'll be showing you in some time. So let's create your users. So you can go here click on create individual IAM users, manage users. Now these are my existing users that I have created. Click on add user and provide your user name. So let's say this is my new user, or let's say this is my DevOps user. Now you can add multiple users at the same time, just give different usernames depending on the number of users that you want to add. Next comes your type of access. Now whenever you're adding your users, you need to decide on the type of access that you want to give to your users. Now you can give two types of access. You can give programmatic access and you can give console access. Console access is this online application access, and programmatic access is your CLI, SDKs and API calls that falls under your programmatic access. Now you can give both the access, but at least one is mandatory. So you'll need to give either the programmatic access or you will need to give the console access. Now I'm going to choose both. Now if you're going with the console access, you can auto generate the password or you can give a custom password. For the programmatic access, you will be having an access key and a secret key, which I'll show you how this gets generated. Now for the console password, I'm going with the custom password and I will give the password for this. And then comes your require password reset. Now generally at a company level, if you're working at a company level, you'll have an admin team who will be creating your account. Now what they do is they generate a temporary password for you. When you use the temporary password for the first time, the application will ask you to reset the password. So if you want to give that option to your users, you can use this require password reset, which will ask the user to change the password or create a new password at the next sign in. I'm not going to use this. And next comes your permissions. The next thing is creating your groups. Now every time you create a user, the user has to be part of a group. Now your group can be your developer group, your tester group, your manager group, your HR group, your admin group, basically a group of users. So whenever you're creating your user should always be part of a group. To create a group, click on create group and give a group name. So let's say this is my admin group, and to this group you will need to decide provide a permission. Now here you'll have the list of permissions that Amazon has created, and depending on the type of access you want to give to your user, you can assign that permission to your group. So this will have all the basic set of permissions. Like for example, if you want to give EC2 access, here you'll have all the uh, policies related to your EC2. So if I give EC2 full access, so this will give access only to my EC2 service. Similarly, I'll have my S3. So if you want to give access only to S3, you'll have S3. Likewise, you'll have lots of permissions that will be available here. For this example, I'm going to go with administrator access and click on create group. Now what this will do is this will create my group, and the permission will be assigned to that group. Next is your tags. Now tags are your key value pair. They are your information about the users that you are creating. So you can add your user information, your email address, anything related to your users that you can use to easily identify your users. So you can provide your tags. Now this is completely optional. If you want, you can use this or you can ignore this. And next you'll have the review. Now in this page you can review everything that you have done, your username, access, custom passwords, then group permissions and everything, and then click on create user. Now when you click on create user, this you'll get to this page. Now if you have given the programmatic access, you will see this access key and secret key. You can think of this as your public key and private key. So you'll be using this to access AWS programmatically, that is via CLI or SDKs or API calls. Now it's very important that you save this, because Amazon does not maintain a copy of the secret key. So if you lose these keys, you won't be able to use access programmatically. You will need to again generate a new set of keys. So you can clearly see here, you can view and download your security credentials, or you can also email these instructions. This is the last time these credentials will be available to download. However, you can create new credentials at any time. So you can either download it or you can send an email or you can copy paste this anywhere you want, but it's very important that you save this. Now let's take a scenario where you forgot to save this. You can always create new credentials at any time. So let's say I'm not saving this. You can go to your users, you can go to security credentials, and here you will find this access key. So you can click on create access key. This will again generate the access key and secret key, but again this is the last time you'll see this. You will need to save these keys. Now at any point of time you can have only two set of access key and secret keys. You can see this option is disabled. Amazon only maintains a copy of the access key. Your secret keys are not maintained by Amazon, so it is very important that you save these keys. Now if you want to generate the keys again, you will need to delete one of these keys. Only then you will be able to generate new set of keys again. Now I'll be showing this later on, how to use this to work programmatically with your account. Once you're done with this, you have successfully created your user with the groups and required permissions. Now when you click on the dashboard, you should see tick mark for create individual IAM users and create use groups to assign permissions. The last thing you will see is apply IAM password policy. So when you click on this, click on manage password policy, and this is basically setting up the password policy for your AWS account for your users. So your password strength, the length of characters, uppercase, lowercase, special characters, password expiration, all this policy can be set for your password. So go ahead and choose whatever you need for your account and click on save changes. Once you're done with this, when you go back to the dashboard, you should see check mark applied to all the 5 options over here. Now it is recommended that you do this before you start working with your IAM account. That's all for this video. In the next session, I'll be showing you how you can use or how you can log into the user account that we have created in this session, and the other options that are available in this service. Thank you. I will see you in the next video.